Hi, hello, welcome to our Tamburi Mundi channel. Today, Monday from Freiburg in Germany, south of Germany. Here we have 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have four programs today. We have first Andrea Piccioni will join us now at 2 o'clock, and afterwards we have some workout with Ken Shorley from Canada. Then we have a guest here in the studio in the Ewerk and live studio here, Francesco Magaro. He is our artist in residence to this year, so he will join different concerts and we will have a talk with him, present his work and also his projects. And at 3:30, we have the guests of the concerts of tonight. We will have a small talk, what will happen tonight. They will explain us a little bit about their music, because at tonight at 7:30 and at 9 o'clock we have a live stream from the concert hall. Don't miss the two programs. So I'm happy. Andrea, maybe you can join our channel. Andrea Piccioni from Italy, he's coming to us, to Tamburi Mundi. He was here many years. He was one of the first coming here. Oh, ciao, Andrea, big hug to you.
Yeah, virtually hug.
We were talking 5 minutes ago, and I said, Andrea, when will you come again? This whole A-Werk, so this building, the backstage, all the stages smells still after you. So we need you. But at least you are here in our channel. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much. I'm very good.
You look good.
Yes, I'm happy, tired, but happy. Well, not so tired. I mean, I was in tour before in south of Italy. It was deadly hot, but now it's more fresh. So
yeah. And so many people know you already from different projects or in different occasions, because you are touring a lot with different groups, and but also teaching a lot. Can you just tell us your actual project? So what is at the moment your main focus, or for the future?
well, actually, I'm quite busy with this new academic course in the Conservatory in Catanzaro that we start officially the academic course in the 2022. And we're just finishing the pre-academic course. We have a lot of people interested, and so we are planning how to organize this academic course at the best. And this is something really exciting because it's the first time in Italy that we have something like this, not only for tamburello, but we have also chitarra battente, the Italian guitar, organetto, zampogna, Italian bagpipe. So it's really a new path, and it's really exciting for me. But at the same time, it's a lot of work.
Yes, I can imagine. Wow.
You know, because I think the Frame Drum Academy is more or less the same. So, and then I have my solo concert that is behind my last CD, Tamburo e Voce. So it's the same name, it's the same concept. It's just me with my instruments and a little bit of electronics. And then I have this duo with Francesco Loccisano, this great artist that you remember in the first concert of he joined us, and he's playing this beautiful instrument, Italian instrument that is called chitarra battente. And we have our duo project that makes really happy us, and I really hope that we can also soon make a new recording. So this is the main things that I'm working at the moment.
Great. And beside these huge projects, you still have time for your kid, for sure, I hope. I think so.
Yes, I need to find time. So, the pandemic teach me that I had to reduce doing less and do it better. And this is what I trying to do. And by the way, this one present from Nicolò, I will make a translation that is wrote, a life without tamburello, it's possible, but which life should be?
Ah, yes.
So for my birthday, this is finished this present for you.
Very nice. Yeah, yeah. And and you also have time to explore new things, new techniques or new sounds. And today I think you would like to present us some new ideas that you invented or that you try out or whatever, because it's always a process. After years, people or musicians, they discover new things, they change
Yeah.
ideas maybe, and for us it's very interesting to see where, in which process you are at the moment, what is musically or technically sound wise Andrea Piccioni at the moment.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, this is very exciting for me also to share what's happening in this period where all of us were stuck at home and we had to, to rediscover in a certain point who we are and what we are doing. And so,
Yes, maybe you can start.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, uh, I will show you. I will talk to you a little bit about this approach that I have developed, particularly in these last 3 years. Uh, I named this approach hand to hand because the idea is trying to work with both hands and with both sides of the brain at the same. And this approach coming also from a kind of rediscover that I did about different kind of elements like breathing, breathing exercise, a certain kind of mindset, work to have the right mindset when you practice and when you're playing, and a kind of mental asset with the goal to create a kind of alignment between the mind, the body, and the drum. So the first idea comes because I really like play. Normally, I play on the floor, and on the floor I keep my drum in this position. I have my legs crossed like this, and the drum is between the legs. And this kind of positions give me many different kind of options that I don't have normally when we play in the normal position that we already know. So the drum on one leg. So what I did, I moved the drum in the center of my body between the two legs, like this. And this was the first step for me. Sometimes I use a kind of foot guitar stand, but now I switch off of this. So I just keep my legs like this. And the drum is in this position. So it's 45 degrees from my belly, and this is in line with my right arms. So what's happened? On this position, I have my left hand that is completely free. I don't need to hold the instrument. That means that I can go inside and I can use the left hand in a more creative and free way. Sometimes also I cross my leg on this way and the drum is super stable. So also is interesting in terms of sounds because when I have the drum close to my body, the sound is a little bit more dampened, but I can use also moving the drum on this way. And I can change the pitch. So this position, as I said before, allowed me, first of all, to play with both my hands in a more line, in a kind of alignment. So that means that when I play with this kind of articulations, both sides of the brain work in parallel. That is different from this position. So this is the flow mainly. And at the end, I realized that all the movements that we do, they are around three kind of pillar. So the first pillar is this, completely flexible. The second is this kind of shaking. And the third is rotation that should be in one direction on the other. Mostly all the technique that we do on the frame drums are around these three basic pillars. So what is the main focus of this system? Is connecting the mind and the brain, the mind and the body on this kind of flow. And to do this, it's really important to have a good breath. So keep all the upper part of the body relaxed, have a good oxygenation in the body so we can breathe less and more deeply. So we get more concentrated, we go really into the flow, and we can be relaxed. So relaxation also is really a very important pillar for me. So for example, when I'm on this position, I can use my left hand actively to go inside, and I can play different kind of strokes. I can play doom, I can play different kind of pa, I can mute the skin. And also I really like, for example, divided the sound of the drum in terms of different kind of layers. For example, with two hands inside, I can work creating grooves with a more dampened effect like that. And then I can switch to the upper part and have a completely different kind of effect and feeling. So this is one possible option that I would suggest to you just to try and to explore. You have so many possibilities. Also in terms of techniques that you already know, because since the left hand is free, you can use to play different kind of roles. For example, when you play snapping, you don't have to hold the drum. So your hand is free to play different kind of articulations. But remember the three pillars. So everything goes through these three movements, basically. For example, this is another kind of role that you can play on this position, similar to Riz on tuba. And also you can use to make kind of dynamics. So this is about lap style, but mostly of time, I really love play upright style. This is my favorite style because allow me to combine my roots, so Italian drumming, with all the things that I have learned in my life and I have collected, like Arabic drumming, all this kind of Azerbaijani snapping, combined with the Italian drum. And I have discovered that combining this kind of approach, you have the same possibilities that you have when you play lap style, because sometimes we have the feeling that we have a kind of limitation in this style of drumming, but this is not true, because you can play snaps, you can play many different kind of holds. You can play split tap. So you have many different kind of options. Plus, you can switch to this kind of drumming that emphasize a lot the high overtones with this kind of percussion on the rim. So you have this low and medium high range. This other kind of drumming that emphasize the low and medium low range. So this is the idea of that kind of approach in terms of sounds. But about how to structure these, the method, it works a lot around how to develop a system to use right hand and left hand at the same, to switch easily from one side to the other to the body. For that reason, actually I use this kind of drums, not very deep, either in the lap style, because this gives me the possibilities to switch. So actually with one drum you can play really quick every kind of position and have a huge amount of different sounds and options. And this is why I use this kind of drums without any handle, because on this way I can use both hands at the same. So the most important thing when you practice in this position, particularly in the upper side, and I will suggest to all of you to practice a lot the upper side, because it's something beautiful. It's something that you can go when you're walking and allow you to connect your balance with the drum and really understand what's happening when you move and turn the drum a little bit in one side or another, which kind of possibilities comes in. So basically, this is the position of the hands. It's really important that your thumb is in this point, because your fingers have to be in line with the skin. So from this point, the idea is playing, just moving the drum, all the sounds that you have, both hands. So do, tac, pa. You can see this kind of flow. This kind of flow allow you to distribute the weight of the drum from one side to the other. So you are allowed to make it free, one hand and playing snaps or pa or dum or whatever, same to the other end. So starting from this concept, there is one interesting exercise that always I do with students to develop this kind of attitude. For example, we can practice easy 5 beats rhythm, like, so the division is tak tak kita, 1 2 1 2 3, and we divide it as dunka tak, dunka pak, dunka pak. So I play right left pa left instead to go back to the right hand with the primary stroke, I switch to the left. So I have boom, ga, ba, ga, ba, boom, ga, ba, ga, ba. This is a very interesting exercise to develop this kind of flow. It's a question of flow. When you understand how to balance the drum, the sounds is coming. Wow, interesting sound. So now another exercise that I will suggest you is this one. So now we play again 5 beats, but we have just one doom and 4 tacks on one hand. And then we double eyes with the other hand that is playing the same as a mirror. So we have doom, ta, 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 and then and now I switch to the left. Right, left, left. One, left, left. And now I add the right. So this is some basic exercise that are really useful to develop this kind of attitude. So I would suggest you to practice stand and moving and use the body, because also when you're playing, it's really helpful if you adapt your body to your hands movement, and this gives to you a very strong asset, mental asset on this kind of flow. And when you combine this with breathing, deep breathing, relaxation, it's a kind of mindfulness, you know? And it's really something that makes you happy, because practice have to be a moment of happiness, in my feeling. Don't have to be, stress or, oh, I have to practice this exercise because my master do this. It's a kind of self-discover. We don't need to be as your masters was, because we cannot, but we can be as we are. And this is the main development for me. Develop yourself at the best as you can. Become more happy, become more healthy, and all these things are inside the practice and playing. All these things are included if you have this kind of attitude. That basically it's a mental attitude. So I don't know if I still have some time.
I think if you want some minutes, but if you have some final words.
Okay. So what I'm suggesting you before to practice is take a round of big, deep breath, starting from the belly, then chest, and then the neck. So just do 5, 6 of these. 5 or 6, and then you will see how your mental attitude will change and you feel more calm, and you start to practice. And this really helps you a lot to keep the upper part of the body relaxed. So when you are completely relaxed, you can use this kind of flow that we talked before, because the secret is not in the fingers. The secret is in the articulations. and all the articulations are connected with the center of the body. So the center of the body is 5 centimeters down to the belly, this point. This is why it's so important, practice keeping the balance. Then you can feel the energy that goes through the spine and is divided by the cervical bone, shoulders, elbow, and wrist. So when you are connecting with all these points, you can really use these to produce sounds without any power. Also, this is interesting. You can develop a way where you don't use your muscles at all. You just use articulations and you don't stress your tendons. And this is really important, particularly for who does this as a profession. So we need to be in a certain kind of level every day. Doesn't matter if you are tired, if you have fever, whatever happened, you have to be in that level. So this is what I discovered. Breathing, keeping relaxed, and just be focused on the articulations, on these 3 basic movements. So this one, and this one.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Thank you.
Thank you, Murat.
So I think in the chat we sent some links, some different links to your website, to also to some, I think, videos, etc., and how they can be informed, especially of workshops or lessons that you give, online lessons. So whoever is interested in, go to the website of Andrea. I think
Yes,
you get the best connection to contact Andrea, and thank you very much. And also you are teaching in our Tamburi Mundi festival.
Yes, this afternoon I will do a workshop exactly on this topic. So we will work more in depth on this hand-to-hand concept in both positions.
Yeah, so if anyone is interested, after the channel, so the channel will finish at 4 o'clock, you have 1 hour time, and then join us.
Yes, you're very welcome.
So I will just ask our colleagues here if there is any question in the chat. Okay, so at the moment there is no question in the chat, but maybe they will write you later.
Okay.
Andrea, where are you?
I'm here.
I see you.
I'm still here.
I cannot see you. Oh, yes, I see you. So thank you very much again.
Thank you.
I could talk a lot with you now, but we will see. I'm happy that we are still in contact.
Always.
We are still in exchange, watching each other, the process of new developments, new ideas. I think this is a motivation for each of us, to see, okay, we are not, let me say, frustrated of this situation. No, everyone is finding a new way, searching is, as I said, the festival is called Directions this year. So this is a very important thing that we have to find our direction, our way. Be different, but I think it's an important time, as you said, to make a reset for some things, and that was a nice idea to say, okay, I make less, but I look on the quality. So I think that's one very good idea.
As Miles Davis says once, less is more. And this is really something, to write in every wall, in every house. This is a great lesson in the life.
That's right. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. All the best. See you soon.
Hi, Ken.
Hello, Murat.
Nice to see you.
Nice to be seen. Nice to see you too. Yeah.
And so you are in Canada, far away from here, and we are far away from you.
Well, this meeting makes me feel like I'm much closer. So thank you for having me.
Thank you also for coming. And we never met personal. And most of the guests here in the channel, I once met in my life because we make 16 years of Tamburi Mundi. But I follow many years already your work on on different social medias, and so I was always watching your work, and but it's not easy, to get to invite people from Canada to Freiburg to have a session, or to make sponsors of workshop. But in this case, I was thinking, wow, so Ken should be here, because this opportunity gives us to bring you to our channel to present your work, your ideas to our public, to our audience, because I like your approach, and like your work on YouTube channel. Can you tell us a little bit how it developed, or how you came frame drum and develop this way? Just in short words, if you want.
Sure. My first contact with any sort of hand drumming art was when I began to study um, with my great South Indian Carnatic guru, Vidwan Professor Trichy Shankaran. And he really opened my mind not only to the possibilities of drums that can be played with the hands, but also the many manifestations of time, the flow of time, the way that we relate to time, the way that we can submerge ourselves in these things. And so I've been studying South Indian rhythmic theory along with the all of the not all of the drums. I've played the mridangam, and I play the kanjira, and my first exposure to this type of what's sometimes called pan-global frame drumming was a workshop that I did in the west coast of Canada with the wonderful Mr. Glenn Velez, which is a number of years ago. And Glenn, I had known Glenn's work for a number of years before that from listening to his music, but this is the first time that I ever got to work with him, and that really opened my eyes and ears and hands to so many of the possibilities of the way he brings together techniques and ideas and just ways of being from different musical traditions and brings them home to this beautiful drum. So I've been on this path for many years, and I'm very excited to be here and sort of sharing with a frame drum specialist crowd, people who love frame drum.
Yes. And so now we can go to your let me say your workout program, because this is what I saw on YouTube. I saw many other things, but so that was something I was thinking, maybe we can share this idea, these exercises, or how you want to call it. We can share it with our friends here on the YouTube channel. And so I would like to present you and your work, and you can start if you want.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And a huge thank you not only to you, Murat, but to the whole team at Tamburi Mundi for making me feel welcome and for asking me to be part of this. What I have to share with you today is something that I have been working on, inspired by a number of things. So I'll give a bit of backstory. I call it a frame drum workout. And this is influenced, pretty well everything that I do as a musician is influenced by rhythmic ideas that come from South Indian music. It's such a rich tradition. It has so much to offer in terms of theory and practice. So well, let me show you. I've actually prepared a special rhythm to share with you, which looks like this. This is a 9-beat rhythm, and the way the things I feel are important about a frame drum workout specifically are that, well, first of all, this is not a hard pattern to play. It's very simple to play. But what we're going to do is we're going to move through different speeds, which South Indian players call trikalam, three speeds. And in that sense, it's not just any old 3 speeds. It's a proportional doubling. So you start at one sort of what's sometimes called slow speed or vilambalaya. You move to double that speed, which is medium speed, or madhyamalaya, and then you can move to double that speed again, which is fast speed, or doritalaya. So that's one of the concepts of this frame drum workout, is that whatever you practice, whatever pattern it is, you do it in at least 3 different speeds. The other thing is that I have my somewhat annoying friend, the metronome, and I'm not sure what your relationship is with the metronome. I've had a kind of love-hate relationship over many years. So partly the creation of the frame drum workout is also trying to help me develop a healthier relationship with the metronome. And as we know, every healthy relationship starts with listening. So before we actually play this pattern, and I will show you how to do this. And if you are at home with a drum, please follow along. But the first thing that I want to do is just listen to this metronome. And this is listening without worrying about this rhythm, about what that's going to sound like, without subdividing, without trying to picture yourself playing. Just accept the information which this is giving you. I have the metronome set at 154 beats per minute. Regardless of what speed, all the metronome is trying to do is to give you some information. It doesn't care about your feelings. It's not listening to you. It's not like you're jamming with it. It's just saying, hi, this is straight metronomic time. So as the human, what I think is important is to be humble before the metronome and just let yourself accept that information just by listening to it. Now, partly this frame drum workout is, and actually a lot of the work that I've been doing over the last few years is specifically focused on what I'm calling inner time. And South Indian musicians have a word for this. They would call it laya. Laya meaning your inner strength of time, the way you perceive time. And so building your laya, strengthening your strong sense of inner time. This is partly the purpose of this. Okay, let's play. So this pattern, there it is. This pattern is in 9 beats. It starts with a dum, and we have ka on the top. We have pa, a dum, and then the snap at the end is a combination. It's a pa and a snap at the same time. So let's go through it slowly before we start the metronome, and then once we know the pattern, we can do this workout, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the whole pattern. Ready? And dum, ka, pa, dum, and snap, and dum, ka, pa, dum, snap. Okay, great. Now that is not a difficult pattern. When you start changing speeds, then there are extra challenges. So if we play that with the metronome, I have this set somewhat faster than what I was just playing, but this is what I would call the slow speed. So we're going to play this at a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 pulse for every click of the metronome. Okay, so let's just listen to it. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3. Let's try it. 7, 8, 9. So once you know this pattern, certain things happen to humans, especially humans with brains, and that is the brain learns it, the body learns it, and then says, oh, this is easy. And which means what's possible is that you can play it faster because you're not wondering what comes next. So playing to a metronome forces us to resist the impulse to speed up, to go anywhere. You stay in time with this, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a different philosophy about being in time and space, which means when I think of playing with a metronome, I just think there's nowhere to go. There's nothing else to do. I'm just here. And I try to submerge what I'm playing into the metronome. Okay. So the other thing that happens is that we become very focused on one thing and one speed. So when we double, okay, let's do this again. We're going to play the same pattern, and then, so I'll just go through the different ones, and then we'll actually do a proper sort of short workout to finish. When you're playing at one speed and you want to double the speed, so from slow speed to medium speed, what's important is to hear the subdivision that you're going to play, even while you're playing the slow speed. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll play slow speed. It's going along fine. And then you want to make the jump to medium speed. Before you do that, try and subdivide every pulse into 2. Taka, 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 while staying in time with the metronome. Taka, 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 taka. You can do this internally, although I find it helps to speak the pattern out loud, to speak the subdivision out loud. Taka, 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 taka. And that becomes your rhythmic grid when you jump to the medium speed. Okay, so let's try. So we're going to play the same pattern twice as fast, which means that we can play it twice within one cycle of the metronome. Taka, 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 taka. Here we go. Back to slow. And you'll sometimes notice that when you make that jump, it will take you a couple seconds for your rhythm to stabilize back in with the metronome, and that's totally normal. Let's try that jump again. So hear the subdivision. Taka, 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 and go. Whoop. Now go. Good. Okay, so that's slow to medium. Okay, let's do a third speed. We can double it again, but at this tempo it's a little bit quick. So if we were playing, it's possible, but it is a little bit fast. So what I'd like to do instead is for the third speed to change nadai. And if you know South Indian music, then you know what I'm talking about. The South Indian concept of nadai refers to the subdivision within the beat. So we're going to switch from a duple subdivision, which we have been doing, taka, 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 into a triple subdivision, taka, ta, taka, ta, taka, ta, taka, ta, ta, which is 3 equal pulses per beat. This is what South Indian players call tishra nadai. Taka, ta, taka, ta, taka, ta, ta. So we're going to play the same pattern, but in tishra, meaning that we'll play it 3 times within one cycle of the metronome. Okay, this takes a bit of practice, but let's do the same thing. We'll start slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And And then you hear the subdivision before you play it. And then jump. Okay, that's what it sounds like at Tishra Nadai. Let's try that again. Here we go. Okay, so those are all the components that you will need if you want to do this workout. So let's actually try one. When I do a frame drum workout, and you can, if you visit my YouTube channel, you'll see the one that I have posted there. I actually go through four different patterns. One is in 4, a grouping of 4. One is in 3. One is in 5, and one's in 7. So I prepared this one especially for this occasion, which is in 9. If you come back on Wednesday at the same time, we can also do some more frame drum workout. The thing that seems strange, and I've had people who watch the video comment to me, and they say, okay, well, why is the tempo set like that? Because the slow part seems too slow and the fast part seems too fast. And I think partly the goal with any sort of workout is to push yourself. And in terms of speed, on the slow side, the thing that is challenging is really accepting that slow and getting used to playing slow. And on the fast side, of course, it's obviously the sort of physical challenge of playing fast enough. When you do this for yourself, you can choose any rhythm that you like and you just want to loop it. The other thing which takes some getting used to doing a frame drum workout is that we would play each pattern longer than would seem, I don't know, typical. So the goal is to also push yourself in terms of building strength and stamina. But the main thing for me is developing your sense of laya, your sense of inner time. Okay, so let's go through this. We'll start slow speed, and I'll just call the change. I'll just say next speed, which will move us to medium, which is double. And then I'll say next speed. Oh, actually, do I want to do that? It's probably better. Okay, for this one, let's go slow speed, go medium speed, go back to slow. Then we'll do Tishra, the triplet. Then we'll come down to the medium speed, and then we'll do slow. And that'll be our workout. And each rhythm, each tempo will just stay on that for quite a few. So I don't know, we'll see how long we do this. There's 10 minutes left approximately before the end of this session, but we might not play the whole time, but let's try and do a nice extended workout here. Okay. Start with our metronome. Our friend, our wonderful friend, the metronome, and just listen. And then hear the beginning. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. And we'll start slow. Here we go. 7, 8, 9. Just relax into this tempo. And stay with it. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your shoulders, your arms, your neck. Keep going past the point where it seems boring. Really focus in. Try to have as much unison as possible between what you're playing and what the metronome is saying. Always relaxed. Don't hold tension if you don't need it. Get ready for the next jump. Subdivide in your head. medium speed. Back to slow speed. Relax anything that tensed up while you were playing faster. Just let it go. And then let's tune into the triplet subdivision. One more. And then jump. Ready? It's like shifting gears when you're driving. So now we're back to medium speed. Let's go back to the triplet. Here we go. And slow. Last time. Okay, great. So that is just one example. This is one way that you can, well, I don't know, work on different aspects, different technical aspects of your own playing, and also work on your sense of connection with time. And the metronome can be very, I'm not going to lie, as I'm sure you know, if you work with a metronome, it can be very frustrating. So if you can develop a good, healthy relationship and keep your sense of humor, don't get angry at the metronome. The metronome really doesn't want to hurt you. And I've had to learn this over years. It is there just to be useful. The next step to this type of inner time work is to alternate. Use the metronome and then try it without, and then go back to it. Record yourself while you're doing this. This is the best time, because it's very difficult for us to to be objective about our own speed, our own tempo, and so forth when we're in the middle of our own playing. So if you can, for instance, if we were to just play those patterns, well, I don't think we have time, but if you were to play this same pattern at your own speed, choose your own starting speed, and it can be very, very, very slow, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that presents a challenge in and of itself, maintaining consistency of sound and a smooth sense of rhythm at a very slow tempo. That's not an easy thing. Certainly playing fast has its own difficulties, but playing slow also is challenging. And I think similar to what Andrea was saying about the idea of working out both sides of the body, which I think is a wonderful concept, working both ends of your perception of time. How slow can you relate to time steadily? How fast can you do it while maintaining an enjoyable outlook on life and a healthy sort of body? So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I will be back on Wednesday at the same time. For me, it's morning because I'm on the east coast of North America. For those of you in Europe, it's afternoon. I think my session is 2:30 Germany time on Wednesday. And I once again want to thank all the crew and the team at Tamburi Mundi for this opportunity. It's been a real treat to be here. And someday I hope to come and be live in person in Freiburg, because this has been a real treat. So thank you so much.
So thank you, Ken. Thank you very much. And
Okay.
we'll see again once more.
Okay.
Thank you for the excellent. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now we will continue with Francesco Magaro. the drummer. Did you see the drummer? Wow.
Unfortunately, yes.
Wow,
I'm
nice
sorry.
drummer.
I don't know him.
You don't know
Just
him.
the first time I see him.
Wow, that was an amazing drummer. He played frame drums, do you know?
Seems to, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was you, Francesco.
Yes,
Yes.
sorry. No, yeah, maybe something like me, but different glasses.
Maybe, yes, I didn't
So
look
I don't
exactly.
know. I don't know.
So welcome Francesco Magaro
you.
here in
Thank
our
you
channel.
so much.
And so there is the camera.
Ciao.
Yes, and so you are in Freiburg. This is very nice.
Yes.
You're alive,
I'm
sitting.
here in Freiburg, yes.
And it's not the first time, of course. You have been
No.
here many times.
I think this is my 7th or 8th no time, yes.
Wow.
First time it was in 214 or 15.
200 for
2000.
wow, we're
Yeah, you weren't there.
Yes,
It was just
no,
me
it was you.
and one sultan of the Constantinople.
Of
It was me
Constantinople.
and him.
Yes, and so the very interesting thing is your musicality is so every time I'm surprised. Now I'm less surprised than 6 years before, but still sometimes because you started, you came with the tamburello. I said, yeah, Italiano is typical tamburello. Oh, then you play frame drum. Yes, frame drum. And then you play Rick, and Pandero also, I think.
I'll just play a little the Pandero
Yes,
Quadrado, just a
Pandero
little, just a
Quadrado.
little, yes.
And then the Borano, I said, wow, what a guy. And then the final thing was the piano. I said, why you play piano now?
Good question.
Good question. Yes. So let me say musicality, enormous musicality, and you studied piano, right?
Actually, yes. Everything started with the piano. So when I was very young, I started to play piano and to study piano, classical piano. I had a complete path of studies. And then I had my diploma piano. It was, I think, 2000. Yes, more or less. When I just started the university, and then I finished my piano path in the conservatory. So yes, actually everything started by piano. So my musical studies are there first in my first life.
Yeah.
Then after some years, I started to play percussion. I started to play frame drums, not percussion.
And why you started frame drums?
Well, it was a strange period in my life, working and stuff like that. And I was not playing so much in that period, and I need to. So I had to choose if coming back to piano, and so or do something else. But I needed something else, something new. And because percussion always I liked them. And I live in Cosenza, I'm in Calabria. So in my city, in my country, we have the tradition of tamburello, very strong. And I like it, so I started to play tamburello, to learn tamburello, because I needed to give again myself to music, but again to something new, something which I didn't know, because piano world, also classical world, is something which I like, but also I don't like. So I just needed something new. And then I started to play tamburello and learn tamburello. I did 1 year there with a teacher of my city, very nice teacher. And then after I started to explore, because I'm very curious, as you said, I like to go deeper in the things. And so I discovered all the frame drum world, and to have more contact with the music of other countries, traditional musics, And so I discovered the big frame drum, the Abonnieren, the Rick, and I totally felt in love with that word. And after 1 year, I started to take to study also this and to go deeper. And this, actually, I can say that it's changing my life since then.
Yeah. But still, I think if you make music, if you, for example, this duo, I forget to ask you what was this project, or what is this project?
This project is a duo that I have with this accordion player, which is a friend of mine on same city. And we have this project in which we do some researches. I study also, maybe later we talk also, I study ethnomusicology, I do research in this, in academical university and stuff like that. And this is a colleague of mine, a very close friend, and we have this duo. Basically, it's we take inspiration from Mediterranean music, most Mediterranean music, so Greece, Balkanic, Turkey as but also our region, and we repropose this in our way, giving a lot of space to improvising. Yes. So we have this kind of duo, because one of my pets in this period is to arrange and work on taking inspiration of something and make the frame drum languages in my way in this. So this is, we have this duo with this accordion player, just frame drum and accordion.
So accordion is, let me say, like piano a little bit. More or less. Of course, it's different. So is there something when you play frame drum with him, it's something reminds me to piano, or
no? Actually, this is in this project, this is not our approach. Because accordion has a lot of possibilities, as you know. So in this project, no, because we just have this connection between each other, and then we decided to do this to arrange something and give space to improvising. But the work we do is not like the work I do with the piano player. I play with.
You have another project, yes? So maybe we can talk about this called Reorient. Nice title.
Yeah. This is another project I have with this piano player, a lady. This is a funny story because also she is from my country, my city, and he's a little bit older than me. But in the former, when we were a child, we had the same piano teacher, for a while. Then we didn't see each other for 20 years, 25 years, more or less. And then we met again in the swimming pool. I recognized her because she was the same. I was a child, I was fat without beard, and then she was totally the same. I was old with white beard and no hair. Okay. But I recognized her, and she has this project, this solo project with, because she's a researcher working on Ghent in Belgium, and she has this project based on the Charpentier music, which is a student of Messiaen who composed this music, these studies, 72 Carnatic studies based on the Indian ragas. And she told me this, and I told to her, I also play and study cornacol and Indian music. Really? So let's do something together. And then after 1 month, I was in Ghent to play with her.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this project started, and this is very nice because it started by Charpentier, but then we widespread a little bit this project, and we focus on contemporary music, which is from 19th century, the end of the 19th century until now, which is a period in which the musical language changed a lot to go far from the tonality, but also at a certain point to come back. So different authors looking for different languages, which is, I think, a path very similar to what is happening to frame drums, in which many frame drummers, composers or players search a different language to put into. So I work on that, and it's very nice because this is what I do and what connect me really to my piano studies, because I took the scores written in music and I find, and together, but frame drum me, I find the frame drum parts on that, based on the score, also on, of course, on the listening.
So one question to Kati: is it possible to switch the video, so the next video, and so that we can, if it's possible, if not, because yes.
Yeah.
So this is a video where you are playing with a piano player and with Andrei Tansu.
Yes, because in this reorient project also there is my Russian brother Andrei, which I miss so much him.
Yeah.
I know him because we met in Crete many years ago during a Zohar Fresco seminar. We studied with him. We keep studying with him also. And yeah, we had a tour in Russia, actually. We took part in St. Petersburg with Giusy and Andrei to this competition named Terem crossover competition in 2018. And we had the lucky and to win the founder's prize.
Wow.
Yes,
Great,
very great experience.
So this concert is from
this concert is from the competition. Yes.
Wow. So it's I think it's quite a long
It's
video, but we will just look like
3 hours.
3 hours.
Okay.
And so what you will find the link in the chat,
Yeah.
so you can afterwards you can look the whole concert. Yes.
No, this is the pound. It's not. It's not that.
No. Okay. We'll find it.
We will find. It's
Okay.
a reorient Terem crossover competition.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, we are very. We will listen to it, but now we can maybe talk about because I think composing is something that is very important too. So this is something that I discovered the last years, and you compose for frame drums a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Do you have a special concept, or you developed something the last year, saying, this is my way, or this is typical Francesco?
I don't know if there is something typical me. As you know, as you said, I like to be in different situations. Even could appear very different between each other. But the thing is that in everything I am, I would like to go deeper in that. So if I play, for example, like the video was starting is Irish traditional music, I like to play knowing, because also by ethnomusicology studies. So I don't know if there is something typical in composing. What you asked me, I just found that practicing, some ideas came, some ideas of phrasing, some ideas of rhythms, some ideas of phrasing in rhythms, and stuff like that. And so I thought that I could give a shape, a linear shape or some composition shape which has a form like a picture, which I like to paint. And so I started to write. slowly I started to write and to put these phrases and this idea in a shape which I like, from the beginning to an end.
Okay.
Giving some architectural to this.
Yeah.
And of course, in doing this, I'm inspired of all the studies I did. So the Indian studies, so alfresco studies, also the Piccioni, and also the music I listen to, the traditional music. So this is my concept of composing, to give some melodical shape, of course, of my taste.
Of course,
To these drums.
Yeah. Maybe we can watch the composition. That was, I think, the last video that was in the
Conacor?
YouTube.
This is from Russia?
Whatever.
From Russia?
If you are from Russia, yes.
The website is not available.
No, that's not this. Yeah.
And that one, and here is that one.
Yeah, we can just watch and then talk about
Yeah.
it.
What? That one?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I send you again, will be the... Takita, giorno tango, takita, giorno tango, tango, tatikinadon, ta, dim, takita, giorno tango, tadim, takita, giorno tango, dim, giorno tango, tatikinadon, tadim, dim, dim, takita, giorno tango, dim, takita, giorno tango, tadim, giorno tango, tatikinadon, tadim, dim, takita, giorno tango, dim, tadim, takita, giorno tango, tadim, giorno tango, tatikinadon, tadim, dim, takita, giorno tango, dim, tadim, takita, giorno tango, tadim, giorno tango, tadiginadon, tadim, dim, takita, giorno tango, dim, tadim, takita, giorno tango, tadim, giorno tango, tadiginadon, tadiginadon, ta.
Yes, there's a melody underneath.
Allora,
And so this is you compose the melody like ostinato.
No, the melody I just found.
Just found.
Just
Okay.
an app.
Yeah. Okay, it's an app.
It's an app, yes.
Good to know.
I compose what I... Actually, this is very Indian stuff.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
And it's inspired to some seminars, of course, I did during my years, and the last with BC Manjonat of Conacol. And this is the first one I say is a corvée, which is a composition of them. And then I compose all the variation you can see in different metrics. It's just working on that. So shifting time and shifting metrics, but keeping the same letter.
Yeah. So this is a very important part, I think, in your work.
It is. Actually, it is.
And combining this with Italian traditional ideas, because you also use your voice, and so maybe we can come to the program, because you are artist in residence here.
My honor and pleasure.
Yes. And if yes, an artist in residence is the idea that we have one percussionist, one frame drummer, and we have different every day we have a different concert, and we have these meetings between the groups, between projects, and you are guest, like a guest inside this project. And so we try every year to choose one person, and this year we were thinking that you could be our artist in residence, to be here all the time. And you are not only involved in the concerts, also in workshops. You will also teach here in live classes. You train here the Frame Drum Academy group also. So you are not only artists on stage, also in the channel you are involved. So you are really quite busy. You have rehearsals and so on. And also, so yesterday you already performed on the
open air stage.
Open air stage, exactly. And so where will you perform the next days?
Okay, well, tonight I will be a guest in the Luca Rossi concert, which is he's a very amazing percussionist of South Italy and Naples around, and we will do something together. Then tomorrow we have the concert of the Frame Drum Academy, so I will be there and we will perform with the other of the Frame Drum Academy, some pieces of mine. Yes. At least 2 pieces of mine, or 3, we'll see. Then on the 4th, I will have the pleasure to play with another friend drummer, which I know for a long time, which is Stefan Noel. And we do something very different of this stuff. Totally different. And with Delva Group also. And then we have on the 8th, we have
on the 7th
there is Isabel Martin, Pere Oliver, Mediterranean medieval music.
Exactly. So this is also something you are doing, Mediterranean.
Sure, yes.
With castanets
and tamburello,
all these ancient instruments.
Yes. And then in the last night, Rhythms of Eurasia, there will be a concert in which mostly I will play piano. And as you said, you are the only, the one people in the world that could convince me to play just piano again. But I have to say, it's very pleasure to play piano, because on the stage there is a Coda Steinway Sons, which is a very amazing piano, which I'm afraid to touch. It's beautiful. So
you can already start today.
Yes. And I think that's it. And I will teach also, I think, tomorrow in presence, and on the 6th, half an hour online. That's it.
Yeah. And so also in the Frame Drum Academy, you have an important role. You give sometimes online classes for special, like Conacol, or special topics like split hand, different snapping techniques or compositions, how you can make the phrases. So for special topics, you're all the time invited. And so I'm happy that you could manage to come here in these times. And at least there are some musicians here, not as all other years, but still there is a contact to different people. And so before we say, we could talk a lot, it's and if for someone would like to contact Francesco, because I think you are also, if someone is interested in his classes, because for me, Francesco is really a very good teacher. He's very structured, so we always get positive feedbacks. And so if anyone is interested, you can just
jump in. Yes.
And so the video, we will put the link of the Reorient group on the chat. So I think it's 18 minutes, something like this. So you after the chat you have time, and you can take your time. But now we will show a short video that is, let me say, also a part of you, one other face of Francesco.
It is. Actually, it is, yes.
It's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Sometimes Francesco is Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah.
I like it very much. Yeah.
This is my Irish band. I love the traditional music. What is this? I don't know what is this music. Why? Okay. Yeah, this is my Irish band, and we made a switching video for it's funny because there is the Irish video and on beneath there is I recognize the music. It was here with Andrei and with the qanun player, the Persian qanun player.
What? So you played in
I don't know why. This is this is the yeah, this started this video.
Okay.
But this is the Irish band and this is Whiskey in the Jar.
Okay.
Let's have
Ah, yeah. So you are there. Oh,
Dr. Jekyll.
I dreamt of gold and jewels, and for sure it was no wonder. The granny drew me charms, and she filled them out with water. Then said, "What got them farther to be ready for the slaughter?" I sure da-ba-doo-da-ba-da. What for my daddy-o? What for my daddy-o? This whiskey in the jar.
Up comes band of footmen, and like was Captain Farrell. So I first produced me pistol, for she stole away me radio. But I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken.
What for my daddy-o? What for my daddy-o? This whiskey in the jar. Now the sun take the light, and the carriage is rolling. Others take the light in the hauling and the bowling. But
wow. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, so this happened in the pandemic
In
time.
March, yes, this year. And
Yeah,
I'm very proud of this video because we never met. So it just came into my mind, let's do this.
Yeah.
And we did it, everyone in his house.
Wow.
And also, as you said, there is a Tamburi Mundi, as people, Tamburi Mundi people know, as a guest, as Dave Boyd.
Dave Boyd. Yeah, yeah.
I thank him so much.
Yeah. Yes, so thank you, Francesco.
Thank you.
And so I know you have to prepare for
Something,
tonight
yes.
in
Yes.
the concert. You are playing with Luca
Luca,
Rossi.
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I say thank you, and
Thank
we will meet the next days again.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye-bye, people.
Yeah, so we continue our last part of the program. We have the guest of this evening of our concerts, of the stream concerts. So our first guests are here, and I'm very excited because we see each other the first time here live, and I'm very happy that you are here tonight. And here, Kimia, and you are a DAF player, right?
Yes, I want to say hi to the audience and to you all. And thank you, Murat, for inviting us and inviting me for tonight's concert. And yes, we are living in Berlin. It was a very long way to come here, but we were so excited to attend the Tamburi Mundi festival. So now we are here, and yes, with our instruments, def and tambur. I am playing tonight with Mahin Hodayari. She's a great tambur player.
Wow.
And yes, we are doing some do together and some solos.
Some solos.
Yeah.
Hey, amazing.
Yeah.
So this will be a special concert. It's a short concert because it is not a regular concert. We have a sponsorship award. Every year we try to support young musicians who are, let me say, in a certain level of their career. So between really professional or let me say maybe the last steps to be in the professional world. We try to give them a little support, and this is the idea of the award, and we choose this year. We choose you this year, and because of your work, what you're doing, we had the feeling you are really focusing on something and also trying out to build up something new. And in this way, we wanted to support you as we can, because for us it's very important, not only with the very masters, very professionals. No, this festival should be a meeting for different people who are in different in life, where yes, like you are a student, or yesterday, for example, you saw maybe the young students evening, and yeah. So for this, you have
Yes,
a dual
yes.
program.
Yeah, I
tonight.
want to thank you and Tamburi Mundi because you trusted me to give me this year's award. It is really, it's an honor for me. And I think Corona was not good for all of us, but the good thing was the online courses like Frame Drama Academy online courses that made us to connect to each other and know each other better. And thank you, Murat, because you always give the space to the younger people, younger musicians, and you share the stage with them, your stage, I mean, your festival, in your festival or anything. I like this idea that you have, and yes, I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And now maybe we can listen a little bit what you will play
Yeah,
tonight.
I think Mahin can introduce herself too, and then we can
Yes, maybe.
a little
Or
bit
you
about the
can-
instrument.
yeah.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah.
My name is Mahin Khodayari, and I study media art and design here in Weimar, not here. And I've been playing tambour for many years since I was teenager, and I've been active in some women's group in Iran for some years, and now we were able to practice together with Kimia in Berlin, and we prepared some pieces from our masters and some duet and solo. Not my instrument, but DAF solo, I mean. And thank you very much for your invitation and for this cultural event here to introduce many instruments, different instruments from different region and culture. It's a good space for be familiar with each other.
Thank you, thank you. But you don't know each other from Iran.
No,
You're
no.
from Berlin.
No,
Yeah.
Mahin has moved to Berlin just a few months ago, so we had the chance to.
but
We
last
are
year we
thinking
had
to continue this do
Nice,
together in
nice.
future. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so
Okay. Yeah, we can
listen
maybe
to-
a little bit from our tonight's concert. We will play.
Yeah.
Okay.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow, so this is the starting maybe of a new duo project, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Nice.
Exactly.
Maybe we will listen much more in the next month. Who knows?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I let you go because you have to do sound check and everything, prepare everything.
Yes.
And we will see at 7:30 in the concert hall.
7:30 tonight.
And you are invited to our stream. Would like to see them the whole program.
Thank you.
very
Thank
much.
you. I hope you all enjoyed the program.
I'm sure.
And
I'm
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. See you soon.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Bye.
coming
Thank
here.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, and tonight we have one more program in the Iraq. There is a second concert at 9 o'clock. We have one guest. Wow, very special. Luca.
Oh,
hello, hello.
so nice to see you.
Nice to see you also. And we met many years ago.
Many years
You
ago.
remember? You have been in Freiburg?
Yeah, I remember. Very good.
Yeah.
I was here, students, like I was having classes, DAF classes with Benan Saman.
Behnam
It
Saman.
was so good, so good. 14 years ago, actually. So like it was a long time ago. And I never had the opportunity, to see so many people playing so many different drums, at the time. Because it was a very special occasion, to find a place where you can see, somebody from Iran teach, or somebody from Turkey or, India. It was just astonishing, so I am very proud to be here,
Yeah, but
thank you so much.
in that time you were a student.
Yeah, exactly.
But this was another time.
Yeah, it was.
But because now you are.
I'm becoming old, so
no,
of
it's
course.
not only old. It's I realized I follow your path, and also, yes, from far away, of course, but on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, I could see how you grow with your music, your ideas, your visions. So that was very, yes, because I knew you were a student here, but that has nothing to do with this time, I think. And so can you describe a little bit what happened in these periods?
Sure.
And your path, how you started,
Yeah.
for example, why you played these crazy drums,
Yeah.
and what
Sure.
was your starting point, and where are you now at the moment?
Very happy, to see this here, to have the opportunity to talk about this here. So I started, I was kind of young, I was 12 years old. And I remember my dad was bringing me every time to concerts, of folk music, from south of Italy. Yeah. And I kind of had every time a fascination just about the tambora, tambora, that is this drum, you see this big drum, with the cymbals on it, that is a little bit different from tamburello because, it's bigger, so. And I just saw it, as it was the moon, something like that, for me it was very fascinating, and it was super fascinating also, how it can come out from a simple instrument, all that sounds, so I wanted to know how to do that, how to move the hands on it, and so it was just that, it was just kind of an obsession, when I was a little child, just to know how to do it. And then growing up, I started to work with a local folk group. I was 15 years old already, had this session with folk group, in my country. And then I met an American girl that I married when I was 19, almost 20.
Oh, you're so young.
Yeah, I was very young when I married. Yeah, then I divorced also, but like, of course, like, but and then like she brought me to Los Angeles, to LA, and one night was like almost 20 years ago, I saw Glenn Velez perform in San Francisco, and the day after he was giving a workshop in San Francisco, so I went there, like, and I saw, like, oh, this crazy stuff. I never saw, like that language that just took things, like from different parts of the world and put it together. It was so astonishing, It was just, like the good reflection of the globalized world, like that you can just have no distance between language and try to put them together to make, like a big language, like peaceful language. And it just, like was just with this American head, like, so for me it was very fascinating. And I wanted to understand this fusion, like language on the drum. And so then I took very little lessons, like the meeting with Benham was so good because, like from that kind of experience, I could study 1 year, more, like, and so it just was this, like, and then I had the opportunity to start to do it professionally, like from when I was 20, 21, 22, like just that companies, like dance companies or folk group, like just call me, like to go tour around. So I had the opportunity to go to Tunisia, to Morocco, Egypt, Armenia, Brazil, like, and see how this drum in their culture would work, like, and so I saw that every time there it was, like that common roots, that tribal common roots, like that make us to be one worldwide thing, like a thing that I think, like that you resumed so good in the festival, like that you do. Because it's just that, like people from all over the world as drums, like with different skins, different shape, like share the same beautiful world. So, like it's so beautiful, this poetic view about the drum. And it was, like what you really, I had the passion for it. So like it was an instrument also, like to give a love message, like, and that is, like for me super important, what makes me really happy. And then I just focused a lot from when I come from, because, like I come from Napoli, Campania, like in south of Italy, where there is this strong tradition about this instrument, Amora, that he used for ray and also for the party, like, so as these two spiritual moment, like different, one, like related to such kind of goddess, yeah, let's say, that is Hail Mary, that is Madonna, like that is a pre-Christian cult, because we are one of the only region that or goes still with this kind of drum inside the church, like in a Christian community where these drums were just, like taken apart, because like this was, like an instrument that make your body shaking, like your body feel the energy, and like it was not so spiritual for Christians, but the pre-Christian culture just, like took it so strong, like, and just during centuries they still go in the church, like with this instrument. And there is a story that I will say tonight, like during the show, that is so good, that they say that we have 7 Madonnas, like Madonna, Hail Mary, were 7 sisters. 6 were beautiful and 1 was ugly. The ugly one was ugly because she was retained black. So this black Madonna, like just went up on an hill and she made her house, like, and so everybody from every part of the country just go to this hill to say hello to this black Madonna, because she's the protectors of everyone who lose in the life, like, so she say, I am the protector of gypsies, I am the protector of what you have that you put apart, homosexual, I am the brother prisoners that stays in jail. I am their mom also, you know, like, and this a symbol that just unified and take everybody together, you know, like in a big circle, as Tamura is, you know, like, so it's a symbol of peace, you know, like unity and love. And so all this stuff, you know, like it just made me grow up, you know, like a strong identity about how useful was this music, this drum, you know, like, and how powerful could be the love message that you have spread.
Yeah. And so this is the idea of your solo evening, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
And maybe we can listen to
Sure, why not?
some music.
Why not? Sure. Take off my rings. Ognuno sta massagliando quanta razza che sta a avere. E noi siamo napolitani e ci veniamo una volta là. Ma esisteva più vicino, ci venivamo sera e matti. Oi Madonna, oi Madonna, oi Madonna, oi Madonna. E regina del cielo, la divina maestà che sta razza che cerca il Vangelo per pietà. O Vangelo e Maria, come ti fece lo padre a te, e ti fece per me e ti faccia razza con Maria.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, so this was a little taste for tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we need more. We have to see you.
Yeah.
So I am lucky because I will see you live on stage.
Oh my God. It was so emotional, you know, like, was so emotional. It was so emotional to stay with you, you know, like that you were already, you know, like big masters, you know, like on that stage. My God. Thank you so much, Murat.
Thank you also. And don't miss the concert at 9 o'clock German time.
Yeah.
You can watch on YouTube channel the stream concert with Luca Rossi. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And see you later.
Okay. Ciao, Murat.
Grazie. And so we are at the end of our channel. Tonight we will continue in the streams at 7:30 with Kimia with the award and Luca Rossi at 9 o'clock. And tomorrow we continue for sure at 2 o'clock again. If you want to know what will happen the next days, you can go on our website, and there is a plan of a detailed plan who's invited in the channel the next days. And so thank you for coming, and have a good day or good night or good morning wherever you are. Bye bye.